Yo, welcome everyone. The entire crypto market is dumping and the disaster might not even be over yet. So let me show you what will be our next much lower price targets. First, you're going to see our weekly high term time frame area of support at approximately 101,000 US dollars was right now hit very nicely. Additionally, remember the 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension level I shared with you yesterday. We went exactly from the high right here, back towards the low, back towards the high, talking about the 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension level. And you're also going to see 1-to-1 and also the weekly, both of those price targets were hit very accurately. But additionally, another Fibonacci level was also hit very nicely. Let's go right now and zoom out on the daily time frame to talk about Fibonacci retracement, because what we are right now going to do, what if we measure the entire push towards the upside from the low right here, from 76,000 US dollars, literally straight towards the all-time high. So you're going to notice from the low right here, back towards the high, Bitcoin actually hit the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level also very accurately. However, I would say, because we are right now using the daily time frame, the correct scale would be, or actually the better scale would be, if we use the logarithmic one right here. But more about this one slightly later. Another very important level that was also hit right here was 1.618 Fibonacci extension level of a potential correction that we are forming exactly at this specific area. So what we are right now going to do, we go with our Fibonacci extension from this specific high back towards the low, back towards the all-time high. And we are going to go with our 1.618 Fibonacci extension level using the logarithmic scale. You're actually going to see something very interesting. No one on YouTube is right now sharing it with you. And yes, 1.618 Fibonacci level right here was hit, and I'm not even joking, almost to the exact dollar accuracy, which is very important for what I am going to share with you in this specific video. But let's also right now talk about exactly what has been happening for the past couple of hours, because yes, it really does look like, when we are talking about the volume on the entire push down, on the daily time frame, definitely we have gotten a very small volume increase right here on the Bybit chart. But what if we right now go on the Coinbase chart? You're going to see an even bigger volume spike on a push towards the downside. But why we are right now actually getting such a high volume? Pay right now attention to the liquidations that we have gotten in the past 24 hours. Another 1.32 billion US dollars in long positions completely wrecked and completely liquidated. And yes, to be honest, also myself, no, I was not liquidated. However, I got stopped out on my long position on Ethereum, on my long position on XRP, and also on my long position on Solana. However, I am still interested to fire some brand new positions, maybe even in the next couple of days, if the opportunity is going to be offered to us, if we are potentially going to get some kind of a sign of strength in the next couple of hours, or simply if Bitcoin does continue lower towards our next very important price target. And before we do talk about that, I would really appreciate for you to smash up the like button, because 1000 likes are really possible. And also thank you for subscribing to the channel. Let me right now share with you the exact price targets and also the bullish and the bearish scenario you should right now be aware of. First of all, I would actually like to start with a bullish scenario, because I do think everyone on Twitter, everyone on YouTube is right now talking about a bear market. And this is right now why I want to share with you a bullish scenario I'm right now paying attention to on the Bitcoin chart itself, which of course it is going to mean the entire crypto market is going to continue much higher in the next couple of weeks. But for this scenario, again, we need to go with our Fibonacci extension. We are going to go again from the exact high right here, back towards the low, back towards the high, talking about our 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. So why is this specific price target such an important one? Because potentially Bitcoin right now, of course, again, if we start moving towards the upside, if we are going to get a sign of strength that I am going to share with you literally in this specific video, yes, is right now bottoming out exactly at our 1.618, because in this scenario Bitcoin actually finished some kind of a W, some kind of an X right here, and some kind of a Y wave towards the downside. And in this scenario we finished the entire WXY correction, and we can actually look for another all-time high in the next couple of weeks. This right here is going to be a bullish scenario on Bitcoin, again, if we are going to get a sign of strength in the next couple of days. Yes, I would say potentially we might also get another push down for us to extend our Y wave just likely right here. But of course, in this scenario, our 1.618 Fibonacci extension level clearly is going to get broken towards the upside, so we right now also need to go with our Fibonacci retracement tool. And remember what I said before to you, when we go with our Fibonacci retracement from the swing low back towards the swing high, in my opinion, it is much better for us to go with the logarithmic scale. And you can right here see 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level in the logarithmic scale still has not been hit. And this specific level is coming in literally exactly below the recent low, exactly below the liquidity level right here. So I would say like that, yes, Bitcoin potentially right now could still get another push towards downside. And this is right now why, no, I still have not fired a brand new long position on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, and also maybe on XRP. I'm also right now still waiting to see what is going to happen exactly at this specific area. But we can for sure say, if we are going to go lower, yes, we are going to hit our liquidity level and also our 0.5. And in a case we are going to go even lower, yes, our gold Fibonacci ratio is also going to be another very important price target when we talk about also again our liquidity levels, because definitely we are going to take a lot of liquidity below our recent lows right here. But for that, of course, Bitcoin should not move lower very impulsively on a very high volume, because the problem is going to be if Bitcoin right now continues lower very impulsively, very quickly on a very high volume. In this scenario, no, we are not forming a correction right here, we are forming a bigger 5-wave impulsive price structure straight towards downside, which is going to be an even bigger bearish scenario, which is then going to mean, no, our price targets at $90,000 are not even important. We are going to pay attention for much lower levels, maybe even towards $70,000 area. Why so? Because remember the bearish Elliott wave count I already shared with you a couple of days ago. We actually said if Bitcoin right now continues lower on a very high volume and the move is going to look impulsive, we need to pay attention to the 5-wave price structure towards downside. For that, I would prefer to use the Coinbase chart, because on Coinbase we actually finished a very nice 5-wave price structure towards downside already in our first impulsive Elliott wave. Right here, we got our second Elliott wave, and right now, again, if Bitcoin does continue lower much impulsively on a high volume, we are talking about our third Elliott wave, the fourth one, and then of course also the fifth one. What is the price target of the third Elliott wave? Very simply, Fibonacci extension. Again, we are using the logarithmic scale right here. We are going to go from the exact all-time high towards the exact low, back towards the exact high, talking about our 1.618 Fibonacci extension level coming in at $84,000. Then, of course, we can expect the fourth one, and then also, of course, another push towards downside for Bitcoin to finish the entire 5-wave price structure towards downside. However, I would say like that, if we are finishing the 5 waves right here towards downside, in this scenario, sure, we can then still expect a bounce on Bitcoin back towards the upside, but then another 5-wave price structure towards downside. So in this scenario, if Bitcoin right now continues lower impulsively, we are talking about a significant bear market right now starting on the entire cryptocurrency market. Of course, it is not going to be my preferred scenario, especially because everyone is right now calling for a bear market on Twitter. And this is why, ideally, of course, as I said before to you, we are potentially talking about Bitcoin forming right here a WXY correction, bottoming approximately at the area where we are as right now, or maybe slightly lower, and then simply continuing much higher towards another all-time high. This is why I am still much interested to fire another long or a buy position on the entire crypto market. And of course, if you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free 30,000 US dollar bonus, because only after you're going to register, you're going to get 20 USDT with the first thing down below. Bybit Exchange is right now giving to you some very nice bonuses. And yes, only after you register, you get 20 USDT. Then make sure you deposit, because you're going to get another 20 USDT. And also, when you're going to open up your first trades, you're going to get even bigger bonuses with the first thing down below, only after you register and after initial deposit. Right now, let's also talk about the most important area of resistance you should really pay attention to in a case Bitcoin is right now actually bottoming out approximately at the area where we are, and we are actually going to continue towards another all-time high. What are going to be the most important levels? For that, we need to talk about, first of all, volume levels and also diagonal levels. So when we right to go with our volume levels, we are going to be measuring the entire range right here with volume, and you're going to see value area low coming in at approximately 110,000 US dollars. I am going to mark out this level because it is going to come in handy slightly later. Additionally, we are going to zoom in a little bit right here to measure only the local price action right here. And here you're going to notice another value area low is going to come in at approximately 107.4 thousand US dollar area. And with both of our volume levels here, we also can talk about some important diagonal areas of resistances. The bigger diagonal level here is going to come in once we are going to be connecting the all-time high with the lower high here. So you're right now going to see our diagonal area of resistance right here is probably going to align with our bigger, higher volume area of resistance at 110,000 US dollars. But also right now, if we are zooming in on the 4-hour time frame and connecting our lower highs, we can notice another diagonal level which potentially could align with our lower volume level. So here I would definitely say the most important level right now for Bitcoin to reclaim is, of course, first of all going to be our lower volume level right here, 107.4 thousand US dollars, aligning with our diagonal level, and not only our diagonal level. Remember, what is usually the most important Fibonacci ratio? Of course, it is going to be the golden pocket. From the high back towards the low here, you can actually see golden pocket coming in approximately at our volume level. So reclaiming the first volume level, it is already going to be the first bullish Bitcoin indication. The next step then is going to be if we are able to break our bigger diagonal area of resistance and our bigger volume level towards the upside. If this is going to happen right here, for sure, our bearish elite wave count, the entire 5-wave price structure right here is going to get invalidated, and we can talk about, yes, Bitcoin finishing the WXY correction, and yes, we can still talk about a bull market continuing literally straight towards another all-time high. So right now it is up to Bitcoin to decide in which direction we are going to go. Are we able to reclaim our diagonal levels right here? Happy days for Bitcoin. Let's look for higher. If not, if Bitcoin is not going to be able to get some kind of a bounce from approximately the area where we are, unfortunately, yes, we are going to talk about much lower price targets. But the most important thing is right here. Even though we are pushing lower right here, even though potentially we can talk about our third elite wave right here, no, I am not interested to fire another short position. You need to understand, because we are pushing lower, because right now we are also hitting some very important support levels, of course, we are not really interested in selling. We are only looking for another long or a buy position. So personally right now, not only I'm looking for a brand new long position on Bitcoin, but also we can be looking for another long position also on Ethereum, on XRP, literally on the entire altcoins market as well. Because of course, if right now the bull market is actually going to continue, probably all of the cryptocurrencies are going to continue much higher towards the upside towards another all-time high. And this is right now why, if you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free 30,000 US dollar bonus, because only after you're going to register, you get 20 USDT with the first thing down below. Then make sure you also deposit, because you're going to get even bigger bonuses. But also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.